Hey guys, welcome to round one. As I mentioned in my first introduction, some of these games might not have sound, just so you know, just because I'll be playing them over the weekend. Just won't be able to record with sound. But let's get into it. Not really good enough for just the one land, so I'm going to mulligan. And that seems fine, I think. At least gets us... We can play that authority of the consoles pretty early on, so we should be able to go with this. I think I'm fine with that. So I'm going to assume that my opponent here is playing a red-black artifacts deck, so I suspect Smuggler's Copter will be coming out pretty soon. I think I'll start with the Prairie Stream if I click it. I'm thinking that may not have been the best idea, but yep, there we go, there's your Smuggler's Copter. So with my testing for this deck, I've pretty much found that anything super aggro doesn't really play well with this deck. So this matchup may be a bit of a problem, but we'll see how we go. Let's see if I can get it. Good. So I've got the reservoir in hand. Hopefully he doesn't get rid of it somehow. Don't think the order really matters. I haven't made my way through to the bottom of the deck again that I'm aware of. So let's see what they've got. So hopefully next turn, or in the next two turns I can draw a land, but next turn I can play the Authority of the Consuls and then hold up and substantiate just to prevent something that they're going to play. Yep, that was expected. I think I might even be able to just return it to their hand next turn. Let that resolve, and then I think I will block this turn. See if they've got for turn 3. That's all good. Now the Smuggler's Copter, that might be a bit of a problem, but throw that down. At least this way any creatures that they play I can gain a little bit of life. And then I can unsubstantiate one of the copters if I see fit. See if he does anything before combat though. So him tapping down both of his current creatures and attacking with the Smuggler's Copters, I'm quite happy to return that to hand, because it's at least he uses his combat phase. And I'll be able to only take the 3 damage this turn if he can't put anything else on the field, of course. But we'll see what he does here. Or what they do here. It's good that we drew the 4th land, so I'll be able to cast Aetherflux. And then hopefully in the next few turns we'll either draw some more 0 drops or perhaps the paradoxical outcome, I think is what it's called. The one that returns everything to my hand. Probably should do this before that, but oh well. Apparently my internet was slow enough there. So let's try and do that again, shall we? As I just mentioned, I probably should have done that before he attacked, that way he doesn't get the loot trigger. But no matter. That will likely be his play for the turn unless he's drawn something interesting here. So I imagine he's going to be doing Fiery Temper and then playing a Copter. So overall not too bad for him. Yep. And he's got another 1-drop as well by the looks of things. Certainly does. So we'll play the Port Town just because that way I've got the next turn I've got the 4 lands, but so hopefully he can't just kill me this turn, and then next turn I can do something a bit more impressive. So I had some previous builds of this deck. It had 24 lands. I've cut it down to the 22 because I was back with that. I was also running the 4 Crushed Tentacles instead of just the 2. I found that it was getting a bit flooded sometimes with the mana, so I thought I'd cut it down. But hopefully this doesn't happen again. It'll continue to happen with the drawing of mana. I'm quite happy with 5. That usually is quite enough. That is a problem though. I think if he has anything else, then I might just be dead. It's the definitely the unfortunate side of this deck. It's very very slow, and if you don't have the perfect hand, then it can often just lead to immediate death. So straight away, draw a land, probably dead now. I can only gain 3 life. So I'm probably gonna just have to concede. Yeah, there's no way around that, unfortunately. So just go into the sideboard and next game. So I'm going to bring in the Fragmentize and the Ceremonious Rejections. The Blessed Alliances probably won't be too bad either. That instant speed sacrifice, it helps with the vehicles and such. I think I'll bring in 2 of those. Then what to get rid of? I think I'll go 2 Terrarions, 2 Unsubstantiates, a Reflector and a Glint Nest. Admittedly, I'm not too sure how to sideboard with this deck. I'm not even sure if this is a reasonable sideboard, but it hasn't done me too bad so far. So let's go to game 2. I certainly would like to play first. Probably going to mulligan that just for 1 land. And it didn't get better. 1 more. Suppose that's fine. Got 2 lands, got the down at the bottom. It's not really the 2 lands that I want, but I'll take it. I assume that he's going to be playing another copter. Now realising that the authority of the consoles may not be so good in this against this deck. Possibly shouldn't have sided it in. Also, possibly should have sided it out. He's got the transgress there to get rid of the reflector mage. It's unfortunate, but it means that he didn't have a copter to at least play this turn. I'd imagine he would have if he was going to. See what he's got this turn. So he knows my hand completely. Imagine what I have to do here is pretty much draw land, Aetherflux Reservoir, Paradoxical Outcome, and then that's more or less my only chance. I can maybe draw a Crush of Tentacles to slow that down a little bit on the way, but what we got there? Okay, so Reflector Mage isn't too bad. Which one's worse? So for the time being, I would say that the Scrap Heap Scrounger would be the target of choice here. I can block the other two successfully, and it's the most expensive of the two as well, so it does use up his resources. So we'll reflect to mage that guy, I think. Hopefully he doesn't have something like Harness Lightning to get rid of it, but we'll see how we go. And there's the Fiery Temper, but he did have to pay full price for that, so that's not the worst thing. And that means it isn't going to me, so that's okay, so it's only 3 damage for the turn. Okay, so yeah. I may have to start using Gaia Reach Sanitarium to loot for some cards. They do run the risk of him being able to cast his Madness cards though, which could be a problem. If he taps out, I have no issues with it, but I will be surprised if that happens. That'll be the Pia Malar, and I imagine he's going to throw down the Scourger as well. Yeah, I get 2 triggers. So he's not. So I do run the risk of perhaps being hit with, say, Fiery Temper or the vampire one where you're draining, but I'm going to do that, see if I can. So let's get rid of the Cathy Shield, so that 4th. Okay, so Unsubstantiate's not too bad. Still at a reasonable life total. He's only going to be attacking for 6 this turn, so it's not too bad, and I can unsubstantiate something. And then of course I can still loot as well if I need to, but I think I'll leave I'll just hold back on that. Thinking that I would just take the 6 this turn. Hopefully it won't be. Okay, that's not too bad. If he does that again, I may just unsubstantiate the token. 2-1. Okay, it might not be a bad idea just to do it anyway. I think I will just do that. How much does that cost to do? So it's a 2 cost to do that. Okay, that's not too bad. So, definitely going to be looting away that land now into another land. Awesome. And I can't play either of them untapped, so I suppose I'll discard the port down just because it is. So this is pretty much my death now, but we'll see what they can do. So yep, that's the drain life. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make that 6. So if he can do 2 damage, which I suspect he will be able to. Then that would be game over. It's not the best of matchups. These aggro decks can be a bit of a problem. We'll just see what he does here. I suspect he's going to be attacking and then may just discard something with the key. Or perhaps he's just got Fiery Temper. Got the Arms of the Vein. Okay, yep. And that's, I believe, his game. Oh, that was round 1, and hopefully we'll do better round 2.